Well, hello gamers. Welcome to another edition of Building Character. Today's edition is going to be a encounters edition. We're going to build encounters with some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I am your host, Rick, and we've got Carrie.
My name's Carrie.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm the assistant editor at Gemstone Publishing, and Rick and I are continuing our work on the upcoming Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is due out this June.
So when she says Rick and I working on stuff like that, she's doing all the work. I'm not gonna lie. I've been facilitating getting some really cool talent.
Yeah.
To do interviews.
He's making my job easier, but I'm still doing
the lion's
90%
share.
of
the lion's
writing.
share carrying the load.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie at all.
Look, I still get to go into work every day and write about games.
The cool stuff.
I can't complain.
Right.
So
yeah, it's the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Yes.
So that'll be out in June.
Yes.
So keep your eyes and ears open on that.
I think that's about to hit preview solicitation. So I think you can actually start. I don't know if it's in this upcoming previews. It might be next month.
Okay. Either way, keep your eyes and ears open.
Keep your eyes on your previews catalog because it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. We're gonna we do have also today. We're also gonna talk about some of the new dungeon tiles revisited or reincarnated by Wizards of the Coast, which are great for building encounters and showing off all the cool stuff. So we're gonna look at these as well, but. Yeah, they're so cool. They come in these cool little boxes that are already set up with the floor plans.
The thing is, you can use this.
Yeah.
You can use the box as more tiles.
This one has rooftops, and so it looks like it could be literally an alleyway already built. It's super cool.
No, it's awesome. These all look great.
And this one is all city stuff. So
yeah, which one is this? This is dungeon.
Dungeon.
So
yeah, so this is like courtyards and towers and everything. So this is going to have a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, this, meanwhile, you've got sort of like your standard stone floor, but then you've also got like caverns and whatnot, so I can dig it. Very versatile environments we've got
Exactly. Here. I'm going to look real quick just to see if there might be a tavern-esque tile in here or something I can use. Or two things I can use.
Yeah, because our other set of reincarnated tiles here. Thank you. Oh my God. Johnny Rose saving the day because I'm on the struggle bus trying to get this plastic open. There we go.
All right. It's got some cool stuff in here. Oh, like, yeah, there's...
That
looks like a dining area.
Yeah, that looks like a tavern.
Yeah. But the good thing is, I've already got a tavern.
Yes.
So if you guys have been watching our Painting Happy Little Minis series, a few weeks ago, Dave Taylor and I painted the Rusty Dragon Inn right there, the pieces to that. We're actually going to be building a diorama because I went to Toy Fair this past weekend, and WizKids had this sick diorama set up with this already, and I was just like, all right, I've got to make one now.
Do that.
Because I want to have something like that, so when I take good pictures,
cool.
you know.
Absolutely, I don't have anything like that at home. Maybe someday I will.
Yeah. Or not. I don't know. You just bought a house. You got lots of room.
I did, yeah. I mean, that's why I haven't really been on any of these programs lately, is I was busy being an adult and buying a house. And then moving.
But don't you know we don't play in our parents' basement? All right, I'm going to pull up the chat and see what everybody's doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox these blind boxes that WizKids makes for Pathfinder battles.
I love blind boxes.
And it's the Rusty Dragon Inn blind boxes with pre-painted miniatures. So it's going to have all the cool stuff. All right. So that's what we're building. We're building encounters.
Yes.
So if you are a dungeon master and want to, kind of slack one week, you're just like, ugh. I don't want to be that guy that does homework the game, which is part of Dungeons and Dragons. It really is. I mean, the dungeon masters out there do put a lot of work into making an amazing environment for their players, but sometimes life gets in the way, and you gotta pull something out of the box.
Yep.
And that's what we're gonna do.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
And I'm gonna let you open up the first one.
Okay, cool.
as I share this real quick in the Dungeons and Dragons group.
Smart. Are these already good to go? Am I just gonna? Okay, cool. Yay. Ooh. All right. So these contain 4 random minis per box. So that's always good. And it says there's like 45 total in the set. 45 total figures in this set, which is really cool. The thing about blind boxes is that you never know what you're going to get.
Box of chocolates.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Don't they tell you what's in a box of chocolates?
Yeah, but I'm going to look at this. It doesn't say you can't eat these. Don't eat these.
Don't eat these.
Don't eat these. I'm joking.
All right, this looks like we're getting more. This is a wagon. That's what this is. All right.
Never upset with that, because how are we going to get our kegs of ale to our tavern if not in the wagon?
So this is something, there's plenty of other WizKids pre-painted, like environmental.
Environmental pieces,
Pieces, so maybe you put like a couple treasure chests in here on your way back from raiding and whatnot. So, no, that can go right over there. And thankfully it's painted a color brown that's exactly the same.
Who knew?
So yeah, we've got basically like.
On the bottom, it should have.
Oh, it tells you. Yeah. It says guard. Okay, so like a city guard. That's pretty standard, right there. And then we've got Ghoul Monarch.
Wow, why would there be a Ghoul Monarch at the Rusty Dragon Inn?
I mean, he's a monarch at least. He might be a ghoul, but he's a royal ghoul.
Right, which can be royal pains in the hindsight.
And then we've got a vampire spawn. So we've got 2 that are more than likely going to be enemies rather than allies.
Or one would be a overlord to the other.
Yeah. I mean, I can see literally this guy commanding this guy just based on the poses that they're in. These, I mean, WizKids always does really great stuff. The pre-painted stuff is awesome, particularly if you don't have the time or resources to paint your own stuff. These look great.
Exactly.
And what's cool about these, and I don't know if you can necessarily see on camera, they are labeled on the bottom like number out of 45. So if you are super into Pathfinder and super into collecting, you're gonna have to buy a lot of blind boxes to get all 45. But that's a really way to keep track of this entire set is just by going by the numbers that they have so kindly printed on the base.
Yeah, and what's also really cool is, because we are here, we're going to pitch this book that Carrie and I are working on, that Carrie's really working on this, standing by, is the fact that miniatures as part of tabletop collecting is pretty big. WizKids is actually the largest, or has been the most successful creator of collectible miniatures in the HeroClix line. And with these, there are rarities to even these little miniatures that we're getting, because some of these will be common, some of them will be uncommon, and then of course you'll have your rares. Usually your bigger miniatures constitute your rares.
Yeah, that's...
Like, I don't know about this horse.
I like this a lot. Elf General.
Nice.
Look at that. That's a gorgeous mini.
I got the horse for the cart.
Hey!
There we go.
Nailed it.
Now, an encounter is being built right now along the lines of this particular cart, I feel. We got a Bugbear Tyrant, which looks really beast mode. And the 4th miniature in this blind box is, let's see. This is a farmer. And what's kind of funny is, if it were a pitchfork, it would be American Gothic, but
But instead he has a scythe.
Right.
So yeah, we've got basically sort of like an environmental sort of element, and then 3 characters in the 2 boxes so far. But yeah, boy, that works.
Now, for the encounter that I'm envisioning based on these 2 boxes alone is you've got, so the elf, the big elf guy, what is he? The elf general. He is leading a small caravan, and he just happens to have, you know, the farmer would potentially be the guy pulling that, but they're carrying elven ale, you know, ancient elven wines, right, to the tavern. It's got to get to the Rusty Dragon Tavern, but for some reason they've been besieged by some denizens of the forest at night, the vampire and the ghoul, and the ghoul actually is working with this bugbear tyrant. So there you have that, and the town guard is like, who hires the party to go and, hey, Alvin here has not showed up with the wine for the party this evening. We need you to go out onto the path and figure out what's going on. And there's an encounter right there.
Exactly.
Quick. On to the next one. This one's empty. Ha-ha! Just want to say hi to Hiram, Craig, and Christopher. Appreciate you guys in the chat. If you're watching this, please join us in the chat. We have a lot of fun.
Oh, goodness. This is a rat of an unusual size.
An ROUS?
Yes.
What?
Look at this.
That is
Look at the size of this lad.
literally beautiful.
An absolute unit. That's gorgeous, though. That almost looks like something one of these bad boys would be riding in on, right?
Yeah. Well, yes. The bugbear tyrant rides this. It's called let me grab it real quick, a Kyrix, which looks like a 6-legged dire rat of some sort.
Yeah.
So
that looks nasty.
This would be part of that extermination encounter where you come into the tavern and you're wondering, like, why is everybody, like, boarding up the door that leads to the back storage room? And then the bartender's like, well, hey, here's the deal. We happen to have an infestation of rats. But they're, you know, slightly underselling it.
Yeah. There's only a couple of them back there. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Right. And then you get back and you've got, like, that.
Because through the sewers they've dug into
badass.
the cellar beneath the tavern.
Right.
And you got to get down and take care of business.
So we do have our first dupe of the day. Another ghoul monarch. So
nice.
He can go over here with his friend.
They're just part of the monarch ball.
Yeah, exactly. They're friends. They've shown up for the party together.
Yeah, they have their own, like, dance moves and everything.
And then we have a thief who's cut purse, who's dual wielding. So maybe he's also part of the problem. He knows that this elven wine is quite valuable, and he's shown up to steal it,
or to cut the purses of the individuals that come to spend the money on the wine with the tavern. He could just be hanging out in the tavern and doing his job,
being a little shady. Yeah. And then we also got a bed,
which every inn should have.
Every inn should have at least one.
At least one.
But, like, it's so nice. Like, even on the simplest little things here, like, you know, a dormitory bed here, it's so well shaded. It just, like, they look nice.
They do such a good job.
WizKids does such a good job.
And with the terrain supplements that you're getting from WizKids nowadays, it's ridiculous, because if you have this and you build a diorama and you could build a second level and you could put rooms up there, you know, you could dress it out with this. They've got a lot of other cool things coming out in their next line of like Nolzor's Marvelous Miniatures or unpainted pre-prime stuff. Yep. All the things you would see in a wizard's laboratory.
Yes.
You know, the spell books, the scrolls, the potion bottles, all sorts of cool stuff like that. The desk, you know, and those are just more things to populate and make your game that much more immersive for your players. So, sweet.
Yeah.
10 copper per night, just so you guys know.
All right, so let's get this guy over here. Get the ghoul monarchs on on either side of him, flanking him. This looks like a particularly nasty encounter.
Already, yeah.
For one elven warrior and a farmer.
Well, the farmer, you never
He's
understand.
got a scythe.
He's got a scythe, and he has the old farmer strength because they work the land, so they may look wiry and sinewy and such, but man, they can pack a punch. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to put the guard. He's just going to stay here in the tavern and
have himself a beer.
Yeah, drink his sorrows away, as they tend to do. Bruce says he needs the bed for his Dreamer crew. Malifaux. Yeah, these would work for that game as well. Oh, geez. Pavel says the rat with 6 legs looks great for some stalker diorama.
Ooh.
Yeah, yes. Yes, okay.
Your turn.
Next. Let's see what we got here.
This is already looking interesting.
All right, so if you know me, you know that one of my favorite monsters is the gelatinous cube or something similar. This is called the quivering cube.
Quivering cube. I love this translucent plastic.
It's so cool. Is there something inside it?
It kind of looks like there is, but like it looks like it has a core almost.
Okay.
But
yes,
I'm not going to pry it apart.
So I was actually thinking about this recently because in a previous unboxing encounters episode we did, I did get a gelatinous cube which had like 3 skeletons in it. I'm sitting there going, man, if I had a tavern and I could have my own trash compactor, it would be a gelatinous cube or something like this where I'd be like, just scrape it off into the into the little box behind the bar and it goes down there and you're feeding your gelatinous cube. So clean. Efficient, environmentally safe.
Exactly.
Unless, of
Good
course,
for the
it
environment.
breaks through and starts wreaking havoc in the sewers, as they are wont to do. Let's see what else we got in here.
Gotta make sure you efficiently pop the
Every single
one.
Oh, wow, we got a Bugbear Mystic.
Ooh.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's super cool.
And adds to the Bugbear Tyrant, who in this group, the Mystic could have cast some sort of control spell over the undead. So this wagon is really underserved.
They are boned.
Right. We do got the barmaid or the bartender.
Hey, that's good.
Finally.
Finally.
Someone's got to serve up them drinks.
The redhead.
And, this is a cool little character, City Watch Commander.
Oh, cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So maybe they have to call her once it becomes
an issue.
Painfully clear that this is now an issue.
Right. There we go. What can I get you there, city guard? And why are you walking around in here with all your gear and weapons? It's crazy. But yeah, this encounter here is looking devastatingly awesome. I'm going to pull it back a little bit just so that we can get a better shot, I think. We'll put the...
I'll move these over here.
Over here, and these two are in their synchronized dance moves. There we go.
They're both doing the Macarena.
That's right.
Yeah. It's 1996 somewhere.
We have Justin Zirin, who is the president of WizKids, is in the chat room. Justin, just so you know, we do have one of these here, so you can take a look at. So we are shooting some close-up shots of the minis.
Yeah. As we're opening them, basically.
Yeah. Boom.
Ooh.
That thing is just ridiculous again.
I think I got a delightful member of the bar, the dancing girl, because every bar needs a belly dancer.
This is true. And what's funny is this individual could be an accomplice to the cut purse, as a distractive accomplice who's doing their thing, and as they're seeing the coins jingle in the pockets, she can wink at whoever or show direction to who the cut purse needs to be pulling those coins from.
Then we've got our dwarf wizard.
Nice. I feel like a dwarf wizard would be someone that would be in helping out with the wagon situation.
And then I want to save this guy for the last out of this box because he is large. This guy's got his Jon Snow coat on. The Pious Guard, so clearly a paladin.
Nice. Yeah, we'll put the dwarf with the elf there because it doesn't matter. Dwarves will drink anything.
Yeah. Does it have alcohol in it? Then a dwarf will be there.
Yeah, this is such a good set.
This.
Oh.
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh my.
This. What is it? I didn't even look. Flesh golem.
Yikes.
Look at this. He's big.
Yeah,
this guy's almost as big
here,
as my
let's
hands.
put the
Like,
Pious Town Guard next to him.
Just for scale.
Oh. Yes. It kind of gives you that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde from the
Oh yeah.
what is it? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And I'm not scared. Yes, you are. I can smell it on you. Yeah, that's sick.
That's awesome. I mean, just the level of detail on like the arm, like really, really cool. All the stitches that are holding them together and whatnot.
And like I was saying before, this is probably considered one of the rares in the set.
Yeah.
And being one of the largest producers of collectible miniatures, WizKids is, again, knocking them out of the park.
Yep.
So, and if you want to read more about collectibles in the tabletop side, make sure you are going to be picking up the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, where we do speak on collectible miniatures.
Absolutely. All right.
So, my turn again?
Your turn.
All right, I would not at all put this in this scenario because that's ridiculous.
No, that's too much.
I'm not sure what kind of encounter, I mean, that would be a...
That's like a final boss scenario.
Yeah, where
like,
you got to have a... Jesus, there's another large miniature in this one. All right, so let's see what we got here. This is... And we'd like to thank WizKids for allowing us the opportunity to open up all these cool things.
Absolutely.
This is a... It looks like a bunyip, which is kind of like a mix between a otter and a seal.
Yeah. I can't tell if that's friendly or not.
I believe they are friendly.
Otters and seals are friends.
Here we go. A kobold
Ooh.
devil speaker.
Ooh.
That is awesome. Kobolds are just mean little monsters anyways.
That's 100% true. That's really cool. And like the fact that you can get the same level of detailing from WizKids pre-painted stuff on something this small compared to something this large or bigger, like it really goes to speak on just the level of quality that they...
Absolutely. Their sculptors are amazing.
Yes.
So the bunyip is not really going to be a part of this. Maybe this is the bunyip that got flushed down the toilet or down the privy into the city sewer and is scaring all the kids, you know, with balloons and stuff. So funny thing, a riding dog. I could totally see the devil speaker on the riding dog.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, in the upcoming waves of the unpainted miniatures, there are going to be rust monsters, which look amazing. I did take some pictures of them. I think they're already up somewhere. If they're not on Game Trade Media or in Painting Happy Little Minis, I'll put them up there. But the cool thing about them is I always team kobolds with rust monsters.
Oh, okay.
It's the worst thing you can do. Everybody's like, oh, they're just kobolds, a flick of the finger and they die.
Right.
But if you have them riding rust monsters or corralling rust monsters to basically remove all of your metal and defense and offensive ability, kobolds become a little bit more dangerous.
They're a little more than just an annoyance at that point.
Let's take a look at what this larger figure in here was. These are, Pavel, these are weird Pokemon. It's
weird Pokemon. That's fair.
All right, so this looks like some sort of giant. A frost giant ice mage.
Ooh.
Okay, now that.
Look at the tattoos that they put on this dude. Like, that's incredible.
It's ridiculous.
I'm very about that.
Yeah, I'm a little speechless. I love Arctic campaigns and everything like that, and a frost giant ice mage is ridiculous as a potential villain or an ally, depending on the situation.
Right. Frost giants are not necessarily inherently evil as far as their alignment is concerned.
Yeah, they can just be a pain in the butt, but they're very noble. They're very much like Vikings.
Yes.
So you gotta appease their noble ways or their honorable ways, I guess. I don't know. I'm looking at it thinking he looks kind of like a good guy.
Right.
He's
got a crown.
Mode.
Yeah, he's just large.
Yeah, I like him.
A big friend.
Right. Look at that's funny. Is hear him like need giants, and he's like, oh wait, oh okay,
those
are awesome.
Okay.
Even the golem looks like it might be slouching a little bit. It might be taller than the giant.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this is our last box.
Yeah.
So we've got a ghoul cultist.
Ooh.
It's probably chilling with the ghoul monarchs.
Yeah.
So that's super
that looks
cool.
good.
That looks super
They
cool.
kind of look like the vampires from The Strain.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then we've got an aristocrat who my immediate thought was this guy looks like Dudley Do-Right.
You know what he looks like to me? A mark.
Yeah.
This is absolutely the mark for the tavern.
Yeah.
That the cut person's like, oh, you're a little early.
Yeah.
Check out my friend.
Yeah.
Give me your monies.
So we do have a second guard, which is fine. So that's only our second dupe in 7 boxes. So that's pretty good. So always good to have more than one guard.
Absolutely.
Guards rarely travel alone. And then we have a Gorgon.
Ooh.
We have a metal bull here, basically.
Okay, so for people that want reference to this particular character, Greek mythology, obviously, but also if you watched The Lightning Thief, what is it?
Percy Jackson?
Percy Jackson. He actually fights a Gorgon in one episode. It comes through and it's like got all the mechanical things, kind of that Transformer look when they're showing its like head and bodies moving around and stuff. So that's exactly what this is. It's a mechanical bull that is probably created by some sort of high-level mage, maybe even an ice mage, or something like that.
A large ice mage.
But they were also used as torture devices. So what they would do, it'd be a bronze like statue of a bull, and they would put someone to be tortured inside of it, and then light a fire underneath it.
Yikes!
And then as it got hot and steamy, and they started cooking, they had like fashioned in the nostrils, like where the steam or the smoke would come out, and if it got pressurized, it would almost like snort and whistle and stuff. So if you want to see something like that, which is I'm not recommended by any means,
don't try this at home.
I'm trying to think of what was there was a movie where they had a girl inside one. Had the bow. They were shoot. If anybody knows it, it was. I want to say it had. Man, the bow. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It exists.
Yeah.
It was a movie. It was really good. Had Agamemnon, I believe, in it, or Gilgamesh.
I don't know. All I can think of is that one scene when Ace Ventura, when nature calls, when Jim Carrey is stuck inside the rhino.
Dang
he
it.
has to escape through questionable means. That's
not the same thing.
No. Okay.
No, but I see where you're going with it.
I appreciate the attempt.
Immortals.
Okay.
You guys remember that?
Nope.
The movie Immortals.
I never saw
Did it have the guy who plays Superman? Was he in that? Okay, who are the main actors in that movie? If you remember any of that. But yeah, you had the gods in there. They escape. All these demons escape, and they're fighting the Titans. The Titans escape, and they're fighting them in this mountain. And yeah, but anyways.
Anyways, that's what this
Immortals.
is.
There it is.
So yeah, I don't think the Gorgon would necessarily fit with this.
Yeah, with any of these particular encounters, but as a, or what could happen is, you've got the bugbear shaman here or mystic, and even this little guy, he might, they may have fallen into a ruins of some sort, came across this magical creature, and found some sort of way to animate it.
Bewitch it.
Yeah. And be like, oh, I picked up the device that controls it, and if a kobold, a devil speaker, were to find the control to a Gorgon, oh my God, let the humor ensue.
Right.
Because he'd be like, oh, I will no longer be your slave. You know,
Right.
Off they go. I mean, the giant, I think, would crush the Gorgon anyways, but again, still pretty funny.
Right.
I'm sitting here imagining a whole tribe of kobolds uprising against their masters because one happened to find the device that controls a Gorgon. That's an encounter.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, what Superman came out before the Wrath of the Gods movies. Okay, cool. Thank you, Chris, and everybody. So based on all this stuff, as we were talking, if you are a dungeon master and you do not have the opportunity to, between one session to the next, create a scenario because you're just overwhelmed with, again, work, life, whatever, it's awesome to be able to go to your local game store, pick up one of these Pathfinder Battles blind boxes.
And how much are these?
These are about $14.
And that's really good.
It's not bad.
For 4 really nice looking pre-painted minis. That's actually extremely good.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely pick those up, and then you can build an encounter off of the stuff that you find in the box.
And there are so many different sets that they've got out. They've got Pathfinder Battles, they've got Dungeons and Dragons ones that are themed to like whatever the current modules or campaign settings that are being pushed at that point. And so there's always an opportunity. If you pick up a couple of these, you can integrate them into any RPG, fantasy RPG that utilizes these kind of creatures.
Absolutely.
And take a little bit off your shoulders for that week, and still be able to provide your players with a lot of fun. Speaking of WizKids, because I love plugging them because we're basically doing that anyways today. At Toy Fair, they had owl bears.
Ooh.
They had, like I said, already some more terrain stuff. They had the rust monsters, some more dragonborn warrior types.
Nice.
The Kraken. I wanted to talk, and a Hydra.
Ooh.
The Hydra, which is coming out, is it's about this big.
Nice. Nice.
No,
very specific.
Yeah, I'm trying to be to scale.
Large.
Trying to be scale. It's about, I would say, the size of a cantaloupe.
Okay.
Or a muskmelon.
Okay.
Or if anybody's familiar. But anyways, the cool thing about it is it has on all of its heads, you can take a single head off and add a double head to it if you slice it. So it gets worse.
That's super clever.
It was really cool.
That's really well done.
And then Johnny just mentioned the Kraken. Yeah, lots of stores. Justin mentioned that a lot of stores will actually just break these open and sell the miniatures as singles.
Oh, okay.
So that you can go in and be like,
and I want this one and this one and this one. I always really like blind boxes.
Yeah, me too.
It might just be because I've been going to like anime conventions for so long, and like blind boxes or gacha boxes are very much a thing in Japan and have been for quite a long time. So yeah, I've been playing the gacha game for a long time.
A good while.
Gotta get that. It's like, it's gambling.
It is.
It's like, okay, like you buy this and sure, that you're going to get 4 really well done figures of some sort, but like I like rolling the dice. I like not knowing what I'm gonna get.
I mean, look at this.
Right.
These right here alone.
Absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah. 100%.
Those are ridiculous. Those 5 big miniatures are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was going to say is the Kraken at Toy Fair, they built the Kraken in conjunction with, they don't come together, they're separate purchases, but they also have a 30-some inch long boat.
Yeah, I saw pictures of the boat.
Sick.
Yeah.
We have a video that we'll be posting up. When are we going to put up that WizKids video? Is it up already? Yeah, we'll put it up today. So you'll be able to see, we did a walk around with Chris from WizKids. Looked at all the product that's coming out, not just miniatures, but other stuff, Dice Masters and Hero Clicks and stuff. And we sat down with, I want to say it was Alex. I want to say his name was Alex, and he kind of gave us a little rundown of that ship.
Nice.
Where how everything comes apart, so you can have open play areas on the decks.
Nice.
And how certain areas of the deck can be removed to play in the lower levels. And then as you get deeper into the ship, you just take the ship away, and then the bottom of the ship is there to play as well. So there's a lot of cool features with it.
I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I don't get a chance to, like,
play
a whole heck of a lot, because I've just been...
Life's just been in the way right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a minute,
Yeah.
life has been in the way. But yeah, no, it's like, just seeing all this stuff coming out of Toy Fair, I'm like, this is dope.
Yeah.
Like, this is some really cool stuff coming out.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So for 2018, you guys are going to get so much cool product that's going to be available to play and enhance your immersion into your role-playing experiences. The other thing about the boat that I thought was pretty cool, I think Justin said that it's going to come out as a pre-painted model first.
Okay.
And then later you'll get it available where you can buy it as an unpainted, so you can customize it to your own needs. Also, the masthead.
You can buy a custom one.
Yeah, you can put different ones on there in time. I believe it starts off with a dragon-looking thing.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
then
standard.
you can put the mermaid, and then you can get a skeleton, maybe. Who knows? He wasn't really sure all of the potential options.
Right. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
And I think it's going to be really cool, and that just opens up even more because second to our Arctic campaigns and cold weather campaigns, which is, like I said, is in D&D is one of my favorite scenarios.
Yeah.
High sea adventures.
Yeah.
Are my next one. I mean, I was a sailor for 20 years.
That's
it kind of hits home.
Yep.
So, good job, Justin.
Yay.
He also said in there that there's I don't know what the banana reference is, and stumps too, banana and stumps. Do you remember what his reference to that was? Maybe we're just getting some other set dressing stuff.
Maybe he's just sending us bananas.
I'll take them.
Okay.
Yeah, potassium's good. So if you guys have any questions or want to learn more about WizKids products, check out WizKids.com. You can check out their miniature lines and their unpainted miniatures at WizKids.com/unpainted. And
Nice.
Yeah, go check it all out and see what's coming up. And
if you have any questions about the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop, ask us in the chat or ask me and not Rick.
Well, no, I'm kidding. All right, so just some teasers for you all. We do have some good information about it that we can probably disclose. We've had some really cool interviews that we've been able to line up.
We've got like really cool collector interviews from people who collect board games and people who collect RPG books and all sorts of stuff. And having the collector interviews is super important just to contextualize, like, why do people collect this stuff?
Right.
But then we've got some of, like, really cool industry interviews as well. So I can finally announce that we do have an interview with Matt Mercer in the book, so that's super cool.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy who previously interviewed Rick. That he did that McCree guy in that Overwatch.
There's a game.
No one plays Overwatch. Who plays Overwatch?
Who's ever heard
Certainly
of it?
not me. I don't main Diva.
Nobody's ever.
And then Peter Adkison as well, also known as the founder of Wizards of the Coast and current owner of Gen Con. So yeah, some of the biggest names in the tabletop biz right now are lending their thoughts and opinions about the industry to this book. So definitely pick it up. It's only going to be $20, so
it's going to be good.
do it.
Justin clarified the banana is the size of the Hydra. It's about the size of a banana.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm a little sad because I was really excited that maybe I was going to get a bunch of bananas.
Yeah. Please send us bananas and also the Hydra.
And the Hydra does come with single heads, double heads, and stumps. As you do eliminate it, there are going to be stumps to put on there as well.
Okay, cool.
Now it totally makes sense.
All right.
I just,
Bananas
when
and
I'm given
stumps.
some information, I just go like, stumps. All right. like a druid grove, and
Right.
there's a stump there that they stand on. That's their throne.
Their
That's what I was
summoning
thinking.
circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Dang it, Justin. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, man. But a banana, size of banana, that seems about right.
That's sizable.
Yeah, it's a big mini.
That's large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
At what point do you stop calling something a miniature and just be like, this is a figure?
or a chur.
Right.
Yeah,
This is a chur.
It's an mature. I don't know, because they do have some. I mean, yeah, the boat is just ginormous.
Right.
Is it a miniature at that point? I mean, it's miniature to a real size
Right.
boat. I don't know.
Yeah, like
ridiculous.
it's one of those things where I love the miniature side of things. Being able to come on and paint some stuff with you guys has been super fun because that's not really something I ever really explored before. But it's funny to look at where minis are right now and be like, this is the size of the table. This is our miniature collection, and I'm like,
Is it?
is it really mini at that point? When it takes up most of the table, is it really mini? But no, there's so much cool stuff coming out these days.
One other thing about the boat that is not referenced in the video that we put out, when you take off one of the platform grids to get deeper into the boat, you can actually flip it over, and instead of it having the 5x5 squares, it's just a plane. So if you're have played in a game that you do not use 5x5 grid or 1-inch grids, then you can use this without those in your own game fashion if you are more of the measuring tape type player, or even in the mind's eye type thing where the GM can set it up, but you're still playing in your mind's eye. Just use it as a reference.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Nice.
So much good stuff. Ugh. So again, we opened up 7 boxes of the Rusty Dragon Inn, which are available at your local game store. So go check it out. We got the Flesh Golem, the Storm Giant Ice Mage, Gorgon. This was a shivering.
Shivering cube.
Quivering cube.
Quivering cube.
All right, now I gotta. No,
I don't think it.
There's stuff in there. It looks like a skull.
Yeah, like there's stuff floating in the cube.
Yeah, can't really discern what they are, but there's stuff
There's
inside
like
there.
weapons and whatnot in there.
So this would be my tavern trash compactor, as I mentioned. And then, of course, the 6-legged rat, which is called a Kyrix. And
It's so cool. These two are really cool, but this one might be my favorite for sure.
I know Hiram says 7 of these boxes was not enough.
I want to open more of them. I love blind boxes.
I wish we would have had like a couple cases of this stuff.
There's more blind boxes.
Just to do these encounter builds, because it's so much fun. So when you look at it, the main encounter that we basically came up with was you've got a wagon and a horse, you've got a couple guards that are basically protecting the wagon.
Sort of like a traveling party that had been hired probably by this guy to escort him.
Yeah, and bring the elven wine to the the Rusty Dragon Inn, and of course, we get accosted by some enemies of the surrounding area who want to take all the big, the yummies for their own reasons, or just to kill the party just because they're living.
Yeah, that's also fair.
And then the secondary encounter being at the tavern itself, we have a couple town guards in there who could just be off-duty guards drinking it up. They look, because they're across the bar from each other, they may not be getting along right now. But you have a nobleman in there, and a dancing girl, and a cut purse, who are all waiting for this, so the cut person and the dancing girl can start stealing the goods, the coin of all the patrons of the inn, and who knows what an adventuring party would do in that scenario.
Right.
I sense a bar fight.
Yeah, this set over here is going to be destroyed probably by the end of the evening.
Yeah. Like Han Solo at the end of Star Wars, or at the end of the cantina thing, if he shoots Greedo, just tosses a little money and say, "Sorry about the mess."
Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it today. We kind of looked at the dungeon tiles reincarnated, which is really cool.
So we've got city. We looked briefly at city and dungeon, and then there's also
a wilderness.
And you can get a quick preview on the back. Grassy, ponds and whatnot, so a little more peaceful than our encounter.
That's right. But there you have it. That's a lot of cool stuff. Carrie, thank you for coming and joining me.
Absolutely.
This is a lot of fun. We look forward to doing another building character in the next week. This afternoon, we're going to be doing a Board Games and Beyond. I think we're going to pre-record that, so it won't be live. But so look forward to a Star Wars Destiny Board Games and Beyond coming out real soon. On that note, I am Rick.
My name's Carrie.
We have been here for Building Character Encounters Edition, and we'll see you at the game store. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks for watching Building Character. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.